as a leverage to be able to start that new business or
Correct.
to expand your business. Or, again, maybe it's just to perhaps travel the world, use that equity, stick it in
Very
the bank,
good.
spend your kids' inheritances. That's another reason, right?
Yep, and that ties in with the last one, which is long-term goals.
Hey, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. As always, it's really great to see you. After temperatures being in the 80s for probably the last 3 or 4 days, we were out here at James Long Regional Park, just north of Haymarket, on a blustery, I'm
It's
not sure it's
it's
even 50 degrees today,
it's freezing.
but we had to bring you this week's video. We got to get outside and enjoy the spring air. It's April 1st, so we made it through the winter time.
We are committed to bringing you these videos. That's how committed we are.
We are certainly should be committed, right? Well, last week we talked a lot about what's happening with the inventory, and we're starting to see, it's kind of the talk of the town this last week, that inventory is starting to rise. We reported to you that it's up 27% from last year, certainly 20% from last month. So we started thinking, why do people sell their houses, Denise?
Yes, and the reason, first of all, why they don't sell is, think about it this way. You have a house, you have a 3% interest rate on that home.
Yeah.
Your mortgage interest rate is about $2,800 for the month,
Yeah.
right? Think about selling that and then buying a house for 6%, 6.5%, so that mortgage interest rate goes to the 4,000. So that's the reason a lot of people traditionally were not selling their homes, but Ray is right, inventory is improving. So we're going to tell you a couple of reasons why this is happening.
Yeah, and why we're starting to see from our own business, why we're starting to see the inquiries coming in. So we thought we'd just describe, what are some of the reasons why we're hearing that people are getting ready to sell their house. And one of those, I think people are a little concerned that maybe we have reached the peak values of homes in this Northern Virginia area. There's certainly been tremendous appreciation, probably arguably over the last 5 to 6 years. And I think there's a lot of discussion with our sellers right now is, have we reached the top? Is this about as high as it's going to go? Will it plummet? Will it just kind of steadily go down? Will it go up? Nobody knows, but a lot of these folks are just not willing to take the risk right now.
Yeah, we always say when we're giving market value, keep in mind it's for the present time. We do not have a crystal ball. We don't know what's going to happen.
It's kind of like a snapshot in time, right?
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
The pandemic happened and home prices went skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Something else can happen and it can skyrocket up. Yeah. So for sure. The other reason people are moving, and whether it's due to the new administration or not, is employment changes. So if people are getting new jobs, it's usually they're going to take it if it's a higher salary, it's a location they don't mind moving their family to. Yeah. And that's another good reason that the increase in salary might very well just cover the cost of that 6% interest rate. So that's another reason that they're selling more.
Yeah, and to go along with that, I mean, simply, lifestyle changes, right? Things can happen. You may need a bigger house. You may not need that bigger house, and maybe you're looking for a smaller house. And as we've talked about in the past, grandchildren tend to be a magnet for a lot of folks. We talk to more people that are following their grandchildren across the United States and making changes for them, whether they want a bigger yard, whether they want an environment for the grandkids to be close to, whether they want to be close to the grandkids, and all teasing aside, maybe they don't want to be so close to their grandkids. They may want to make a change as well. So lifestyle change can have a lot of reason why people sell their houses.
Yes, I'm so jealous of the grandparents.
Yes, you are. You yearn for that, right?
Right.
Right.
Okay, the other reason is the cost of staying. So we do know that there is inflation, cost of goods and services continue to go up. It's kind of moderate right now compared to what it was last year. It is tapering downward, but still, families have to make that cost savings decision, whether they move to another area with less taxes. Maybe it's the utilities that they have to pay. Maybe it's the taxes in a specific county and they just want to move to another county where they can afford more with what they have. So that's another good reason.
Yeah, very, very much so. And then, kind of dovetailing with the first point that we talk about is this kind of the peak of values. Well, throughout the last 5 or 6 years, we've seen tremendous appreciation. So a lot of folks have been able to build up a whole lot of equity in their houses. So that equity can be used for certainly a lot of different purposes. Certainly making a move, if you're going to move up in your in your household, you're trying to get a bigger property, using that equity as a down payment to help you with your costs is
Yes.
certainly a perfect way to apply it. But it also can be used in many other reasons, perhaps from a business standpoint, using that equity as a leverage to be able to start that new business or
Correct.
to expand your business. Or, again, maybe it's just to perhaps travel the world, use that equity, stick it in
Very
the bank,
good.
spend your kids' inheritances, that's another reason, right?
Yep, and that ties in with the last one, which is long-term goals and objectives. If you are looking to retire, you're looking to, okay, I'm going to leave that job, use the kids' retirement money, and just move to another area. And this is the time that we want to do it now. They want to take advantage of the time that they have, what the prices are good
Right.
and all of that. So long-term goals and objectives, we're seeing that as another reason people are making.
Yeah, continue to enjoy your life,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
for sure.
Well, as always, we really hope that the time you spend with us, we're kind of like on the sixes here. So we've come up with a number of different reasons to get your house prepared, how to do that, why people sell real estate. And it's just kind of this continuation, this marketplace, this early spring market where people are thinking about making some moves. So
For sure.
again, we hope this information is beneficial, and we really appreciate you tuning in each week to hear what we got to say.
Yes, and listen, if you are thinking that any of these reasons apply to you and you're thinking of selling your home, please, we put a link below. It is to get a pretty big estimate as to your home value currently. You just type in your address and it will spit back out a valuation, and then you call us and we will hone in that number for you for sure.
Yeah, just keep in mind those grandkids, and you want to be close to them or have them
Or
come
away.
on over. Yeah.
Or away.
Or away. Right. Well, again, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Hopefully the temperatures are going to be much warmer as we get a little further into April.
I do hope so.
Yeah.
Okay.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.